Every 5 years we do a huge survey that's really identified some populations of our community that were not represented.
He's upwind, so that's good.
We have an incredible resource in the parks and the responsibility to help remove barriers for anybody so that they can get out and use those programs and benefit from those programs.
You know, I think for many years we took the perspective of if you build it, they will come. We'll build these parks and everybody will flock to them. I think we're starting to recognize that that's not always the case. Oftentimes we have to take the park to them. It really started with our Parks on the Go van. That was kind of the vehicle, literally, in which we could take ourselves out into the communities and kind of provide those park programs or a snapshot of our park programs and what we do.
The idea was to think about, like, okay, if people don't know the parks, aren't coming to the parks, how can we bring park activities to them and really make it parks on the go? Not everyone knows that the park is for them. Not everyone knows that the parks are free, that they're here for everyone to experience. And so part of the benefit of us going out and taking it into the community is meeting staff and trying those activities and being able to get a sense of, all right, this is here for me to use and this is for everyone. Not everyone is able to make it to the park for various reasons. You know, Mobile Hope is a new partnership this year. There are hundreds of kids that live in that area without access to transportation to get elsewhere to experience different activities. And so what happens if you don't have access to that? And what happens if you don't ever know that that potential is out there in the outdoors? So our van coming in was a different set of activities that the kids could experience.
The Park District wants everybody to be able to access their parks and not just people who can walk on their own 2 feet. Sit ski, kayak, archery, geocaching, canoeing. We feel that we want to meet the needs of all park visitors, our programs. So right now, whether that means we put down a Mobi mat, which is a mat that gets someone from point A to point B in a wheelchair so they can actually get to the edge of the water, not just look at it from 100 feet back, is huge.
The base for that, put together.
Probably the best part of my job is to get to see people go from literally recovering from maybe an accident and not having very much of any use of their legs or their limbs to getting into their own kayak, paddling their own kayak on their own strength, and smiling while doing it and having a blast is really cool.
The Explorer camps are a mix of recreation and nature-based activities. The kids do archery, biking, bird watching, some bug collecting, just a real mix of activities to introduce kids to the kinds of recreational activities that we do. These camps reach a real diversity of audiences. There are low income, they're ethnically diverse, kids that maybe have never had a camp experience before. Each camp, the cost is adjusted. The foundation has been able to subsidize camps for kids that would not be able to attend. I think kids become more comfortable being outside all the time. They become more aware of plants and animals around them, how to bike through their neighborhood safely, how to see what is around them all the time, and hopefully that will help them connect with the outdoors in their area.
I think 100% success would mean that everybody that wants to take part in one of the programs has the ability to do that, and any barrier that might be there or might exist is removed.
Building these relationships and having these experiences causes our staff to think about our work as a whole, you know, as what can we do to be more inclusive and to be more welcoming, and what does that look like across the board?
Parks are good. We think parks are good for people. So in that regard, we want to make sure that folks have safe, healthy, clean places for them to recreate and experience nature, experience the natural world around them.
To me, any program that is successful is a program where somebody came lacking knowledge or ability and left with a greater knowledge and a stronger ability to achieve said tasks. It gives people that amazing next step to help them say, I think I want to do this again. And that is success.
Yeah, when people give their money to this, I think that they're contributing to those initial experiences in the outdoors. You know, they're contributing to that initial wonder, you know, of being able to connect to just that like briefest of experience in the outdoors that builds a curiosity.
Right now, we're having a great year as a foundation, and we're having a great year partnering with the Park District in supporting these programs, but I think we're just getting started. I think through our efforts and through our support in the community, we can grow much more and provide access and provide programs and coverage for many more people.